I'm the Surly Curmudgeon, and I'm here to help you. World War III has to start this year, or the Illuminati, the people that are the evil psychopaths running the planet, whoever they are, will lose the support of evangelical Christians throughout the West. They need that, because without that, they lose their main focus for the war, which is the nation of Israel. The only reason Israel exists today is because of Jewish pressure on Congress and evangelical Christian support for Israel. Take either one of those away, and the Western world says, Israel, you're on your own, and frankly, you are a bunch of dicks. So why don't you go the hell home to your own country and just live there? Okay? If they don't start World War III this year, evangelical Christians will start to ask questions, because we've been taught at the behest of Illuminati-trained pastors that when Israel becomes a nation again, that's the last generation. And in the Bible, when it uses the term generation, it means not more than 70 years. Never. It's 70 years is it. So 1948 plus 70 equals 2018. But evangelical Christians know that the Bible always uses lunar years, not solar years like we use today. They're a little bit shorter, so 70 lunar years is 2017, counting from 1948. It's 69 and 3 months years. Okay? So the Christians are expecting this year to be the last year, and then we have the tribulation, and then Jesus comes back, and then it's all over. Yay! Well, if the Illuminati don't start World War III, Christianity will start to ask questions, and they will not like the answers they find. And at least the American branch are just as bloodthirsty as any other American. They'll start killing people, and they'll believe that God is on their side and they have the right of it. Okay? And what they'll do is, because Pedogate is getting attention on the internet, and even in some of the major media outlets, okay, but most of us pay attention to the internet, they're realizing that with just a little bit of research, you can find out the zebras in Africa lose fewer of their children to the lions than we lose to the psychopaths who run our world, who fuck them in horrible ways, trade them around like playing cards, and then when they get too old, rather than say, oh, I'm only into children, you two are old for me, I guess you can leave now. No. They kill them in horrifying ways, often in bizarre satanic rituals. This is something mankind will not abide. And right now, we're seeing Pedogate busting open worldwide, hundreds of arrests in Norway, Germany, the United States, Japan. I haven't heard from China, I haven't heard from Russia. A lot of places I haven't heard from, but I've heard from enough to know that this is a worldwide sex slavery ring. And when they're done having sex with you or fucking you to death, well, yeah, they fuck them to death a lot, but when they're done having sex with you, they don't let you go. They kill you. People will not stand for this. People will tolerate all kinds of amazing things, but not the kidnap and rape and torture and death of their children. So this is becoming known now. The psychopaths that run our planet need a distraction. World War III would be a good one, and it needs to be nuclear. It needs to be big. Look at the Deagle report, DEAGEL.com. A friend of mine, friend of a friend, was talking with a lady who worked for FEMA, who brought up the Deagle report, and she said, this is what FEMA's working from. We know the Deagle report to be accurate. In 8 years, America's population will have been cut by 4/5. Where did they go? Did they all move to Costa Rica? No, they were killed. Killed horribly in at least a nuclear war. That's what they're planning. Because if they don't, they're going to lose the support of evangelical Christians, and their whole plan for World War III gets unhinged. And they can't have that. And if their plan for World War III gets unhinged, then we have the time and energy to hunt them down. Because for a lot of people, Pedogate, or Pizzagate, is becoming the top issue, and will demand of our public officials, why aren't you hunting these fuckers down? Why are they surviving their arrest? Why are they not being shot while resisting arrest or some such nonsense like that? You do it to the blacks. You do it to a lot of whites. You can do it to a child fucker. And you should. Right? Now, there is a way of escape from all this. It's the terraformers. Their link is, I think it goes right there. Okay? Click the card, go to the terraformers website, and join. We are the only ones preparing you a way of escape. If you are planning to go to some remote farm, some remote holding in the mountains, you are a damn fool, because that is what the planners call a stationary target. There hasn't been a future in stationary targets since World War I. And so imagine you're out there on your little homestead, remote, you're in a mountain valley that's so far from everywhere, no one's ever heard of it, and you got your wife and your 2 daughters and your 2 sons, and you're happily plowing your field, and you got horses and ponies and duckies and whatever, and an infrared drone flies over and spots you, and then the controllers send over a cargo drone which powders all your crops with Roundup. You're done. Your survivalist adventure just ended, and they didn't even have to send a single man against you. When you're out of food, you will come in and report to a FEMA camp where your family will be separated, and the cuter of the children will be sold off into sex slavery, and maybe your wife, probably not you, I'm assuming you're male and old and ugly, and everything you worked for, everything you care about, comes to a gruesome and horrible end. Don't let that happen to you. Right? But also, don't assume this is the end of the world, because it isn't. For those of you who are Bible believers, Isaiah 24, the prophecy there, has never happened. It has to happen before the end, or the word of God was broken. Isaiah 24 tells us there will come a time when there are few people left, and they are scorched. Go read it. I'm not making this shit up. Okay? The book of Revelation shows us a heavily populated planet where we lose, a fifth, and then a third, and then a fourth, and then a half, or whatever the numbers are. And there's still enough people left that we have a mounted army of 200 million horsemen. So, and then in the end of the book of Revelation, we come to the end of the world. So at the end, the world is very heavily populated. For Isaiah 24's prophecy to come true, where there are few men left and they're scorched, that has to happen before Revelation. And Obadiah's prophecy is about to come true, because the people who are causing all this trouble are prophesied, that they're named in Obadiah. It's 1 chapter long. Go read it. And he tells us that of these people, there will not be one man, woman, or child left alive. He says not a single descendant of this particular person, which I will leave for you to go read, because if you don't, you're a fucking idiot, and a hypocrite for pretending you care. These people are trying to take over the world today. That's what the whole globalism movement has been about. They're the ones who started it. They're the ones who are pushing it. They want to take over the world. They want to kill off most of us, get us down to about 500 million, so they can walk among us as gods among insects. And that's a quote from their leaders. So, go to the Terraformers website. Look at your only way out of this. Seriously. There's no other way. I've looked at everything else anybody's talking about. When they're not any stationary target, I won't even look at. Who's offering anything else? Well, nobody. Except us. Really. So, help us and escape, or stay here and die like you deserve. Because now that you've seen this video, if you have questions, ask them in the comments. I'll answer them. Okay? I'm not making this shit up. Right? And I'm not doing it to try to make money or whatever. Because, in fact, the reason I'm doing it, if the terraformers don't succeed, I'll probably die with y'all. Okay? But if the terraformers succeed, I can escape too. That's why I'm doing this. To escape, I need help. I need your help. And you need mine. And you need ours. So, I'm just ranting. Look, I'm the surly curmudgeon. Always put your clothes and weapons where you can find them in the dark.